I'm
Let's hear it.
technically not allowed to reveal any results of my work until after it's published. So I've
Oh,
got the
that's
whole
cool.
federal government.
You have state secrets, Nora?
I have state secrets.
That's awesome.
My report is state secrets. It's garbage. It's not fun state secrets.
So you guys, there's a pretty exciting and wonderful. Oh, that's weird. There's a pretty exciting and wonderful development in that my Monday night game is doing like a 4-session thing for another type, but they're going to return to D&D. And when my Monday night game returns to its campaign, it will be in the world that we're in, and there will be slight crossovers.
Nice. Yeah. Crossover episode. Oh my God.
Same. Are you playing the same character then?
No.
How's that going to work out?
And that would be hard. Yeah.
Are you going to meet your like NPC version? Is there like going to be like a you who's like a lich or something? Like just controlled by.
I think that sounds really dope, but I don't think that's in the cards. We'll see.
Oh my God. Is it with the Monday Night crew? Are they all just like different versions of us? Is there like a me in that crew and a Nora and a Sam?
There is definitely not. Well,
I mean,
they're all kind of like Wook Bros. Like they're a little Sam-esque because they're really smart and they're like and they're young and they like snowboard and shit. But
I hate them already.
But like not personality-wise or anything, you know? No, they're cool.
Is this going to be like an Avengers Civil War thing? Are we going to fight due to differences?
I mean,
I already want to.
I could totally like like Justin Stark this motherfucker. Sure.
I mean, if I was going to like, you know, mix the peanut butter and the chocolate, as it were, I would probably have all of you together in one big arena to fight like a super boss, like something that neither of you could take down as your own collective groups.
Cool. I would also be into that.
Or something like that.
Can there be a reward for just one group at the end, so we have to end up fighting each other afterwards?
No, but I have in the past when I used to do Adventures League. That's like a drop-in, like anyone can come and play venue for Dungeons and Dragons. That was before COVID because it doesn't. You can do it online anyways. But I promised all of the people like, hey, show up on such and such day and we're going to have a battle royale. Just everybody who shows up gets to fight each other. And then the person who wins gets to, no, they didn't win anything. It was just bragging rights, but they were all about it. And it was this big, it took like, I think 6 hours at the because everyone was just like doing everything and making sure they cross-reference. But it was a lot of fun to do this just big battle royale. I don't know if it would work online. It'd have to be in person.
I think that's pretty cool. What are you thinking?
But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm gonna find a lot of fun ways in which hopefully things will kind of happen. Very likely, you will never meet each other's characters. You'll meet the NPCs that they interact with, more likely than not. Because that's how I played it with my other group, where it was the Icewind Dale game, and they never met the other group, but they met the people that they were kind of interacting with.
But we would hear about them, and the stuff that they did in their game with you affected us.
Yes. Yeah, it was more about how what they did affected it, and like vice versa. Like you would see the of what would happen, and I think I'll do that definitely. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've got a really cool idea. Everyone is going to start out with a curse. Aren't you jealous?
So you guys can help me. I have to think of a curse, like something I'm cursed with.
I prefer fuck. I mean, it's just really multi-purpose, but there are other good ones.
Well, I like all of them actually, but no, like there's got to be something creative that my character could be cursed with. It's
just like a toast, but negative. You know, instead of to so and so, it's like May this and this. You know, it's yeah. So wait,
Every
wait,
time
wait,
you
so wait,
roll
wait, hold
over
on.
a 17, it's a 1. That's what the curse should be.
That'd be terrible.
So, it doesn't matter to you guys. But I have to tell my other people because I'm becoming a psycho and I play all these games every week. So last night, the Monday night game is not used to Savage Worlds. And someone rolled a critical fail. And so there's these like freebies. You get bennies where you can re-roll. And they're like, oh, I'll just use a benny. And I was like, you can't do that on a critical roll. And they're like, no. But it's just kind of fun. Like, it's one of those things where like now I know all these little weird things about each game that it's kind of fun to see explode.
Absolutely.
In the other ones, you know.
No, it was a blast. In
That
more
was-
ways. But yeah, so are we waiting on Courtney? Is she showing up? If there was an email that I just didn't see, I apologize.
Text saying that it will be a little late, but she's on her way.
Okay. Would you like for me to go ahead and recap before she shows up? I figured and then we can just go back over things when she arrives. But so last game, not a whole lot happened, although the things that did happen were significant. So it wasn't like a big vignette of things, but all the same, the things that did happen were rather monumentous. We started out with you having basically perceived this rune heart that was bequeathed to you by a dying giant. And basically he said, please keep this out of the hands of the Gromek. Or that was the sentiment, that he said that to the giants who took it from him, and then they said that to you. Ronaki basically apologized for the fact that this now has kind of doomed you. You might come out of this alive, but he is of the opinion that it's going to be a rough road one way or another. The rune heart itself appears to be a mystical weapon created evidently by the dwarves and meant to be not only indestructible, but immensely powerful. The way it was described that it could potentially help you shape continents or destroy entire races of people, if not all life on the planet as you know it. You were taking a while to decide what to do with it, and were between either going directly to the volcano to chuck it into it, or going into the city to request more information about it. After a little while, you were finally you had finally decided to go back to Sandpoint to kind of get geared up and figure out what to do, and B, go into the city and do some more research. I know that there were some things that happened in Sandpoint. For instance, you wanted to talk to Mildred. You had a conversation with the Church of Dragonrite that kind of gave you a little bit more insight into all of the goings on. I believe you were tipped off that there's more information about the rune heart potentially in the Book of Shantico, as well as a number of other leads to go on. Ronaki did reveal that in the little inlet sea above Sandpoint, that there is an island with some ruins that contain a magic circle that can teleport you into Magnamar, the capital city of the Land of the South Winds. And so you did make your way there. You decided to take the teleportation circle, but before doing that, Kalhiri did grow curious about the nature of the rune heart and how Ronaki was fighting against the will within it. And so she elected to touch it to feel what it was like to be in contact with the rune heart and its inhabitant. And she met Zoliad, an apparently powerful kind of shining being. I don't want to say celestial, but it had that kind of connotation to it, whether that was genuine or not. And it definitely spoke very honeyed words about how it can help you achieve everything in your wildest dreams and make the world a better place. And I believe Kalhiri came away from that experience with a better understanding of what the Rune Heart is, the danger it represents, and just how tough it is for Ronaki to deal with that on a daily basis. But in addition to all of that, you made it to Magnamar. You kind of saw the sights of this magnificent, dirty, glorious, shining city, and are kind of walking its streets now and trying to decide what to do, where to go, and how to do it. So that is where we start off. Did I miss anything significant that anyone can think of?
We had brunch.
That's very true. You did have brunch.
There's also the black lotus flower that was blooming on the side of the Dragon Right Church. We think it's like Portent of Chantico's gonna them.
That is very true. Chantico now is known to exist in the world. Their essence is somewhere floating out in the world and doing something. Where before, if the portent, if the augury is correct, Chantico had not been in the world, perhaps in their own home dimension or in some other dimension, now is here and wishes to do harm to Dragon Right Church and probably all of you. All right, but that is where we start.
Can you spell Zoliad? I don't know that we got the name last time. I think you're giving it to us.
Soliad's in Roll20.
Yeah, I remember he said something like, he asked your name and you said, I don't think I'll give it. And then he said, do you mind if I give you mine? And then he said Zoliad. He basically said, if you know of me in your history books, know that they're lying. And if my name is erased, then it was because they wanted me not to be a part of the modern world in so many words.
Oh.
So you are all in Magnamar, a big, filthy, amazing city. And it is just everything that you might imagine, like a Rome or a very old London or France, or Paris, I mean, not France, and just very like cluttered and clogged, and the buildings are all kind of mashed together in a way that doesn't make sense, but for the fact that they've been all built on top of each other and against each other and so on. But it is amazing in its own way, as well as just, you know, the grossest place you've ever been and also the greatest place you've ever been. What would you all like to do first? No.
Could you give me a visual on like what's the like what city on Earth does this most resemble? Can we get an architecture roll? Can I roll for architecture? Is that the
Yes.
thing?
Well, we have a
Absolutely.
picture of it. Did you see
What's-
the
what-
picture of it?
No, I don't. Where's the picture?
We had a
of it?
picture of it last time.
Here, I will repost it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I can tell you that the first thing Rift wants
Oh,
to do
it's-
is to find a fancy little patisserie and eat tiny pastries with espresso.
Ah, ooh, it's got a bridge to nowhere.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last time, but it actually has what appears to be this kind of ancient architecture. And you believe that there might have been some kind of a giant civilization, like a civilization composed of giants who had built architecture that has now since crumbled, but still kind of there's bare evidence of it.
Hmm. Cool. All right, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. But yes, you all are meandering through Magnamar, some a little bit more slack-jawed than others. What would you like to do as you kind of wander through the city, hopefully not looking too vulnerable and yokelish.
What languages do we hear spoken?
Quite a few. There's a lot of regional dialects, which is to say, like means of speaking common that would be a little bit confusing if you weren't used to them. But also things like Elvish, Dwarvish, Goblin, Orc. It is a milieu. This is probably one of the most what's the word I'm looking for? One of the most diversities on. What's that?
Cosmopolitan?
Absolutely, yes. It's one of the most cosmopolitan places on the planet where there's just everything of everything. In fact, head and shoulders and maybe even chest above most of the other denizens here, you see wolfen perhaps for the first time ever.
What's a wolfen? Is that like a werewolf?
That's the guy you want to be, remember? Like,
yeah.
not a werewolf, but just a wolf person.
The wolf. Well, like a werewolf is like I go back and forth. This is just like the better part of being a werewolf, right?
It's just a full-time wolf man.
The wolf part of the werewolf.
But like that's a wolfen.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
That
it's a werewolf that doesn't have to be human. That's the best kind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a furry.
Oh my.
But like they can make expressions. They're not a mascot.
That's fair. Although Twitter has shown me that there are people who cosplay and their outfits and everything, and they have expressions. It's a little scary.
Oh, so a little bit higher in the chat, there's a list of names. Can you remind me what those are? Vargas, Midra, Chihal, Corrigan.
Those are the names of the weapons, right?
Correct. The rune weapons that were kind of cataloged on the dwarven frescoes and the ruins that contained the magic circle that took you to Magnamar.
Right. And I guess Zoliad is ours, huh?
Zoliad is the essence. Yeah. It's officially named the Rune Heart. That's how it's known in like historical texts when it is spoken.
That sounds like a Care Bear. I want to call him Zoliad.
Runeheart does sound. No, Runeheart's like the bad guy that the Care Bears fight. But yes.
No.
Let me see. But yeah, you can call it Zoliad absolutely because that is the soul that resides within it. Every rune weapon has a soul of something very powerful. What Zoliad is, you still don't know, but evidently is not. He's not necessarily to be trusted if you're going to trust your gut. But yeah, you all are in Magnamar. You are kind of walking around and again trying not to look too vulnerable. And everybody make me a perception check.
That's fair.
Oh,
Nice.
Excellent.
Wolfbeck is overstimulated.
Oops. Sorry, I rolled the wrong thing.
No worries.
That was a wisdom save. What am I supposed to hit now? Okay, come on.
Perception.
Yeah. Where do I hit that again?
It should be on the skill list and it's all alphabetical order. So it should be like
Of course.
near
Thank you.
the middle bottom.
Yeah. There we go.
Ooh, wow. So I will say that Duratan and Winna kind of get a sense that something is wrong and that you look into a nearby alley and something seems amiss. But Finzer and Rift immediately spot something. It almost looks like something is lurking in the shadows until you realize it is a shadow. A shadow is moving and following you.
Fins, are you
Peter
seeing
Pan.
this?
Yeah, that's a little bit scary.
You want to go check it out with me or by yourself? That's
I mean, yeah, I'll come with you. I don't know if I don't have anything that will protect against any sort of like magic or anything, but let's go confront this thing.
Yeah, let's go check it out. I have for fun, I have that badge that repels the infernal things. So I can, I forgot what it's called, sorry. Oh, the holy symbol of Kim Narkmar. So I can activate that in a pinch. So yeah, let's amble
Okay.
over to the shadow. Hello, I've never seen this before. You're a moving shadow.
So you would try and like converse with it?
Yeah.
Let me see. I just want to be goofy for a second. So the holy symbol of Kim Narkmar is, I am going to say a question mark. Like it's actually like a question mark.
Oh. As it a question mark as in I don't know what it does or its shape?
No, I'm like the literal shape of it is.
Oh, okay. So I'm
a
holding
question.
like the Riddler's, name tag essentially.
Yes.
Cool.
But you walk up to this thing, this moving animated shadow,
Mhm.
and it kind of rears up, and it's effectively two-dimensional, but it kind of moves itself up on the wall behind it,
Mhm.
and tries to look very imposing and scary, like a big demonic shadow. Obviously, it doesn't have any substance, but that's kind of what it's trying to look like. It is gonna try.
Oh my god, there it is. Ah! Oh fuck, it's huge. It's kind of smelly.
It on its intimidation check. Can you give me we'll call it a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Do you need one from me too?
If you're nearby, then yes.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, boy.
It's all on you, Vinzor.
Rift, you lose your. Actually, no. So you're holding on to that symbol. So give me another one. You basically get advantage because of the symbol and its power. Much better. Both of you stand around. It wasn't difficult. It wasn't like, this beat all ability. But when it notices that you don't flinch or step back, it starts fleeing into the alley. So you think that it was trying to just fool you or try and intimidate you, but now that it can't, it's just moving back into the alley and trying to get away from you. Do you try and follow it?
I look back at Kalhiri and be like, have you seen one of these before? Is this a normal city thing?
It's not normal, but it's not the weirdest thing I've ever seen in this city.
Mm-hmm,
I think I want to follow it.
cool.
Are you down with that, Rift?
Yeah, let's ride.
All right. Rift and I want
Oh.
to track this thing down.
All right. Now the big question is: will the others be following, or will it just be Rift and
Vinzor?
Hey guys, Vinzor and I are gonna follow a shadow down a dark alley. You want to meet up at the patisserie, or are you coming?
How can you see it if it's a dark alley?
Ba-dum-bum.
I'll hold my star map and
I was gonna
give me
say
light.
like Star Glow or something. You can do
Yeah.
I got a light whip. Whip of
Yeah,
light.
there. Mhm.
Duratan's gonna just stick with Kalhiri since she kind of knows this place a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we should become our own shadow lurkers. Like, we'll keep an eye on you, but you guys can go ahead and actually pursue it. But we'll
Okay.
like follow at a slight distance.
Cool.
Is everyone down with that? Winna, Wolfpack, do you feel okay? Because I know you're not.
Wolfpack's bringing up the rear. Wolfpack is a little freaked out by the urban landscape.
Yeah.
But the whip of light is definitely he's got his hand on the handle.
Okay. So yeah, Kalhiri and Duratan are like just kind of wary and keeping their eyes open, but they're pretty chill. I'd imagine Wolfbeck and Win are a little nervous.
I mean,
So
you
this
know,
is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, if we don't have, if we're just wandering around and don't really have any idea where we want to go, then heck yeah, let's go check out this shadow.
Very nice. By the way, we've got quite a bit of activity in the chat right now. Frozen Nova is on there. I don't know if that anyone recognizes them. And then I've got one of my friends who's hanging out there. So people are talking. They're appreciating the references that we're throwing out. I did put a map on here. It's kind of a goofy map, but just imagine you're coming from the bottom of it. And let me see if I have. Whoops. So as you chase it into this alleyway, you realize that there are now 3 of these things.
Are they aware of us following them?
They appear to be, yes.
All right, I want to call out to them.
Hey, got any drugs?
That's what we're following?
I mean, are we not doing a drug deal? We're following shadows into an alley. I myself and Wolfpack are both assuming this is we're gonna go get some drugs. Look, it's in my character, okay?
So yeah, this is effectively what you see. Like this is what a shadow is, and they're not nice. But yeah, you can follow them into the alley. Finzer, do you need me to put your character onto the map?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Thanks.
So are the rest of us like within map vicinity? We're following behind them?
Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah, I just want to call out and I want to say, hey, why are you following us?
They kind of whisper, but they don't say anything. It's kind of like this breathy, but they don't communicate anything. You think they're more trying to chase you away than anything else?
Well, how are we gonna force these things into submission, Rev?
Does anybody have any charcoal or chalk? Can they speak? I mean, if there's breathy whispers, or can they hear if they're 2-dimensional? I want to write hello
hear.
on the wall. They can hear?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion. All right, so 2 of them back up further. And one of them just kind of steps forward, not menacingly. And it is now kind of playing these shadow charades. But it shrugs.
I don't know, Finzor.
Wait, hey Winna, don't you have a helmet that understands all languages or something?
I do. Yeah.
Is the whispering maybe a language?
Sadly, it is not. But if you're still interested in trying to communicate with them, I would allow that to potentially do so.
Hey, Winna, do you want to use your helmet and come up here and help us talk to these people?
Sure. Do I? Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes, we can hear you.
You're a little quiet, but
Okay. Something said that my audio wasn't working in the beginning. Am I assuming that I just already have this helmet on?
Yes.
What should I roll to try and see if I can understand them?
Let's call that. We'll call it an intelligence check or wisdom. Either one would be fine. Excellent.
Nice.
Sorry, now I'm embroiled in a couple of things. No, I had to scold
embroiling the
people.
DM.
I had to scold people because they were forgetting, like in the game that we've been doing this for like almost a year, I had to scold them for not using the circles. But so with that roll, you are able to understand the shadow, and it just says, what do you, like effectively it's saying, what do you want?
Oh.
It's a little gruff. And Win is the one who needs to communicate.
Can you remind me what Finzor and I saw when we saw them right away? Like when why were
Yeah, we noticed that they were following us, and then we turned around and confronted them, and then they like tried to loom up and be all scary. We were
Got it.
impressed, and then we started chasing them.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. I just wanted to, I couldn't remember if they were actually following us or not. Anyway, so sorry.
No worries.
No, but they started this.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you want?
That's what I'm gonna say back to them.
Okay. It just if it expresses, once again, it's just hard to convey how they say it. But in effect, they say, we were hired, summoned for the purpose of watching you, but we cannot tell you by whom.
Sorry,
What
don't
if I
tell us
give
that.
you-
That was- what are we gonna do? Beat them up like they're shadows? Like we didn't even threaten them. Like I have a flashlight. Like why are they telling us this? Do they want? Do they have some incentive to give up their trade secrets here?
Well, I've got an awful lot of gold from all this looting that we've been doing in our various adventures.
Yeah,
I
bribe 'em.
wanna offer to bribe them.
Hell yeah!
Somebody can make me an Arcana check to see what could potentially bribe them.
I got
I
it.
can do that.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Very
oh,
nice.
He's got it.
Kalhiri, they have no use for money, but shadows are in there. There's two different kinds of shadows. There's a kind of shadow that's a demonic essence. These are not that. These are effectively like kind of a piece of a ghost, if you will. They're kind of like not strong enough to be a fully formed ghost, but they're still kind of this undead essence. They could potentially be bribed either with figuring out what they had unresolved in life, or giving them some kind of a corporeal like thing so that they can then follow that. You could potentially allow them to possess you, but that is its own kind of ball of wax, if you will.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
But I can stand with that.
We just met. She kind of got possessed by some weird, like ancient god last week.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
some kind of
Yeah,
genie.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I got possessed by someone I met in an alley, but I think I'll
Yikes.
skip this round.
Well, hopefully they at least bought you drinks first, though.
So, do we have any suspicions or like who in Magnamar knows we're there or gives a shit. Like, why are we being watched in Magnamar?
That's why I want to bribe them to find out.
Yeah,
Oh,
who even
yeah.
knows we're here? We just teleported here.
Yeah. Winna, do you want to ask him what unfinished business he's got? And we could, figure, and then will he tell us who hired him? How do you hire someone who doesn't need any money?
Got it. We're in a pretty cosmopolitan city, right?
Yep.
There's probably trade with the tropics. Are there any parrots nearby? Are there any speech capable birds?
Yeah, absolutely there are.
They could possess a parrot.
Yeah, that's my idea. I'm gonna summon a parrot.
That's a good idea.
What am I gonna
Um,
do? This is my big idea. There's got to be a parrot. Someone's got a pet parrot in a, I don't know, half
Well,
mile.
do you know many cities have wild parrots?
Oh, I
I
didn't
don't
know
even
that.
know if we're in a tropical city. I don't think we are.
No, but like, I don't know. I know that this is true in New Zealand and Australia. It's true in San Francisco. There's wild parakeets and parrots that have like escaped from domestic.
Yeah, and Chicago and Florida, and also we should say that the talking birds could also include things like ravens.
Yeah.
Or even starlings. Some of the corvid family. We wouldn't be able to get a ton
Evermore.
out of them, but I'm talking about corporeal form here. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to send out bird sense. Boop.
Okay, so we're gonna offer them a bird to inhabit. What about the bird? Are we not respecting the bird's autonomous life?
This is a temporary thing.
Okay.
Oh, I definitely
you
am
wouldn't
respecting
let
the
us
bird's
fuck up
temporary, the
delicious
bird's
pork stuff
autonomy.
to feed
Trust me.
giants.
But like, we're just using this to get information.
Okay.
Well, I
So-
can take it back, right?
Like you're
Can I
asking
take it back?
like,
Can I?
like
Well, now
if you can.
now I'm asking if I summon a bird, like are these guys getting bribed with a corporeal form forever, or like can I?
It would be
advance?
temporary.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna lease them a parrot. It could be fun, corporeal pleasures like birdseed and crackers.
It's better than
Uh,
Rick's idea, so let's go for
So
it.
It's
First,
they're
I
not
need-
accepting gold.
first, I need a survival check to see if you can
Aye.
locate said animal. But
On
something curious happens. Kalhiri, do you get anywhere near this whole
Oof.
situation?
Shit.
Yeah.
One of the shadows in the back starts rapidly approaching you. And the way they move is very unnatural. Like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze?
Uh-huh. But like you remember like the evil ghosts, and they look like these weird, that's kind of what these look like. They're not quite as menacing. They're not meant to be like, oh, we're evil, but they still look unsettling. And so this one comes up to you very quickly, like just kind of unnaturally quick. But as it does, you recognize that it has kind of like a very, very bare resemblance to someone you knew. And it holds out a shadowy hand, and a very real ring is in its shadowy two-dimensional palm. And this would appear to be the ring that was worn by a group of gang members that you were acquainted with. Maybe were a part of, I don't want to presume that, but that is who this is.
Just like my first 5 minutes in Boston every single time. This is just the real urban experience right here.
What are you doing here?
It speaks in its strange, unnatural way, and Winna is able to effectively translate. But it says, No choice. Sacrifice. Forced.
By who?
He says, sorry, I have my notes and I need to bring them up super quick. He says, Desdemona Knox.
You don't know what that is, right?
Actually, if you want to give me a history check with advantage, Kalkiri, anyone else can make it normally.
So
Kalkiri, make sure you roll one more time to represent the advantage. Finzor and Kalkiri, you both know Desdemona Knox is kind of like if there was a middle management of crime lords, like she's probably like a freelance like crew leader, if you will. You knew of her when you were here. She was kind of a mid-ranking kind of person that was ready to like work for either side and somehow managed to make it work, even though by all rights that makes everybody hate you. But yeah, she is definitely someone to I wouldn't say necessarily fear, but worry about. And it would appear that she was responsible for the death of this your former friend.
how did you fall in with her? You knew better than that.
Ambush.
So then is this dude's like unfinished business getting revenge on Desdemona Knox? If we promise to like avenge his shadowness, can we like can we turn the tables?
Yeah, are we supposed to unite into some sort of Avengers?
I just want to know why Desdemona Knox. Wait, is she the one who sent them? Yeah, I want to know. Oh,
Well, not
I would-
necessarily. She's the one who made them shadows. I don't know if she's the one who sent them to watch us.
okay.
I mean, your shadow friend does confirm that.
Oh,
He says, eyes, Desdemona, you.
Let's go ask her why she's sending your dead friends to follow us.
oh yeah. So she's not someone to be trifled with, but she's also not someone I'm afraid of.
Cool. Let's pick up some macrons on the way. I think there's a nice little almond flour. All right.
Wolfpack needs a beer. Like, this is a lot.
So, where can we find Miss Knox?
This shadow kind of takes the ring and uses it to kind of like make figures in the dirt, and basically does like a crude map and points you towards the wharf that's nearby. We'll just call it Wharf 18.
Does my shadow friend have a name?
So I'll give you a choice. Do you want me to make up the name or do you want to make up the name?
I want you to make it up because I don't want it to be imbued with something I already know.
All right. We will say
Ralph.
Ralph. We'll say that this was a cut purse named Nimble Salacious.
Well, all right. I like things both nimble and salacious.
The other shadows, though not known to you, seem to have come from similar circumstances. People who were killed either directly by Desdemona or her agents and turned into these things. Now, here's something that Kalhiri would definitely know. She never was able to do that before. She was not known to be like a trucking with supernatural whatever. So she seems to have either gained the ability or employed someone who has that ability.
So, friends, and I'm talking to Nimble and Associates. So I'm gonna go talk to Desdemona. Is that gonna put you in danger?
There's no fate worse than this.
Okay.
So let's go check out this wharf.
We can't open whatever that is, Duratan.
Oh no.
I did.
Did you? I don't know how to open it.
I think you just
I
need to
copy and pasted.
okay. This is going to be a big old link, but I think this is easier to follow.
There we go.
There it is.
Thank you. Okay, so are the shadows going to follow? Like,
so they can't follow you. Like the fact that they've interacted with you is kind of the extent of what they can do. You have a feeling that they have a kind of a rolling order of tasks that they have to complete, and so they go off to do those things because they have to.
Like stalk us, get groceries. what are the? We're just one thing on their to-do list. I thought they were supposed to be shadowing us, literally.
I mean, yes.
okay, so all of you, I need to find out who this does, why Desdemona Knox gives a shit about what we do. So I'm gonna go talk to her. Like I said, she's not someone to be trifled with, but I'm not afraid of her, but I don't want you all to walk into this. I mean, clearly she just messed up my friends. So
Yeah, but
Dude,
they were
I'm with you.
ambushed.
if you want to come with us or not.
I'm with you. I got your back.
Okay.
Instead of going to the wharf, maybe we should go back to the teleportation ring, because clearly someone tipped off Desdemona Knox, or Desdemona Knox had a standing order. Like no one should know we're in town. We've been here for what, 15
But we need
minutes
to
or something?
find out why they do.
Why did they know we're in? Well, we eventually need to get to Desdemona Knox. But all I'm saying is someone has to have tipped her off, right? Like,
Is Ronaki still with us?
He is.
oh yeah,
Can
They're
we
on
ask him what?
that might have tipped that. The McGregor might have tipped her off.
I'm gonna ask him what he thinks of this whole situation.
Okay.
So to start things off, Ronaki is in orc form, so he's not like a big hulking brute. He's transformed himself to a large but manageable orc size. He's probably like just 6'7" or something. But he does comment on the situation. He says, "This is likely the result of us having the rune heart. There are those who spend lifetimes tracking its movements. Now that it is not hidden in the safety of the giant village, there are those who will follow us to it. This is one among other misfortunes tied to the possession of this thing."
So we
So-
probably shouldn't bring
Sorry.
Ronaki or the rune heart to this wharf.
I volunteer to babysit Ronaki and the rune heart. We're gonna go get a beer. That's how good a babysitter I am.
It's up to y'all, but I'm going. I'm itching to go, so let's go.
I'm very curious. Wolfbeck, are you really gonna get a beer with Ronaki?
I'll have to sit at the whole adventure and just listen to you guys have fun. Is this like New Orleans? Can you travel with a beer?
I would say yes. In Magnamar, there's no problem with
Here's
like
the deal. Here's the deal. We're gonna right. Okay, so we're gonna brown bag it, but we're what we're gonna do is me and Ranaki in disguise.
Okay.
We're going to be essentially like tracking you guys.
I like
right?
it.
We're gonna be your backup. I'm a little freaked out by this whole situation, to be honest, and I think I'd be much better off if I were sort of like if the two of us were your eyes what we're gonna be your trolley.
Wolfpack, I'm gonna whisper something to you.
Okay. Oh wait. Oh, you mean like whispered? Like okay, right.
Right.
Like, listening to the microphone.
So are we going? I'm
He
itching. to
hasn't
go.
yet. Don't worry. He's been writing something long.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going, Kalhiri.
Kahiri, you lead the way. We'll follow behind you.
Okay, and I am clearly familiar with with how to get to Wharf 18 pretty stealthily and quickly. Not necessarily stealthy like hiding, but just without
Excellent.
drawing attention, but confidently.
Just
Fantastic.
being cool is what you're doing. Just being cool. Just walking.
All right. So you all managed to make your way over towards the wharf. You are you're careful. You're not necessarily skulking or sneaking, but you're just making your way there carefully. And you do notice that there does seem to be a warehouse adjacent to a ship that is being kind of, the things are being pulled off of it and moved into the warehouse. And you do see what is the insignia of Desdemona on the building, as if to say, you fuck with this building and you fuck with me. But there, it is relatively heavily guarded. You see some really tough types at every entrance. Every entrance has about 3 tough types, and we're talking like these are a variety of different humanoids, from bugbears to orcs to humans, but each of them just like big and burly and carrying some manner of weapon that's like, anywhere from half to 3/4 the height that they are.
Damn. Okay, but again, I am not afraid of these folks, and I have Finzer with the Warhammer and Rift with the Trident with me,
Yeah, you all are tough customers yourselves.
and Duratan. So yeah, we're walking up to the front door. Like we're not. Are you all fine with that? Like
Yeah. Fuck around and
I'm
find
following
out.
your lead.
So,
All right, so
So when we go up to the door, I say, tell Desdemona that Kalhiri is outside.
so if you'll forgive me for just being crude in the sense of like just creating this ridiculous child's drawing of a warehouse, and we'll say that like ship, and then there's like this kind of causeway here where they're moving things onto the ship and off of the ship. Now there is an entrance here, an entrance to the south, and a big entrance to the east. And obviously an entrance here because that's what they're using. Let me see. Oops. And there's like, let's see. I would try and make the folk here that are guarding the door a little bit more diverse, but for the sake of time, there's just like the three toughs that are guarding this area. And they see you maybe approaching. I don't know if you all kind of, clump up and show up, but how do you approach?
I walk up and say, tell Desdemona Calhiri Wolfram is outside.
And yeah, I'm behind Kalhiri, flanking her. I'm not trying to look tough. I just do that naturally.
Awesome. So
I'm giving my most grimacing face, my most intense face.
do you, Finzer, do you
Drinking
want
meat
to
out of a
roll?
bag about 400 yards back.
Finzer, do you want to roll intimidate on these guys? Go ahead and do that.
Winna, are you up by the door here?
You do a serviceably mean face, and they just do one back. You think that if nothing else, you have their respect. They're like, these people are tough. They're not just like wieners walking up to the door.
Does Jenny have to roll, or can she do the face? Like, can we do a
I'd be
can we
okay
do
with
like an interpretive like mean mugging check?
Uh-huh. I'd be okay
That was
with
my
that.
intimidation roll. It's a mean mugging check.
I want to see you do the half work. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Nah, okay. All right. I tried.
So they kind of shout into the warehouse, and you hear them shout something back in Goblin. Which, Winna, do you naturally speak Goblin? I think you're the only one who might.
I speak Goblin.
Oh, so okay? So Finzer knows what they're saying. But if not, Winna would from the helmet, anyways. But you both hear them say, "Hey, them folk what the boss wanted, they're here." And then you hear shouted back that keep them entertained. That's all you hear. And then they say, "Yeah, just wait around and the boss will come by."
Hey,
They say that in common.
like they're messing around with this. I don't know if you're down with this or not, but like I feel like we should just bust on in there.
I'm not standing out here waiting for Desdemona.
Yeah, Rift is impatient.
Let's go.
What up?
So they kind of close ranks, so to speak, and block the door, and they say, "The boss will see you when the boss will see you."
Can I, unless somebody else has a different idea, but I've got some a thunder wave stored up. I can just knock them clear of the door and maybe knock the door open.
I was also thinking I could shapeshift into like a little mouse or something and sneak in and see if she's in there, and if they are just, messing with us.
Kalhiri's also got some intimidation techniques. A whole bunch of like demonic stuff, I remember.
Well, but it's not anything in particular like they have. I mean, I think both of those are great ideas. I think Winna should totally wild shape. And I think a thunder wave would knock the fuck out of that door.
You want to do both?
Sure.
Let the mouse get in first.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. You know what? When you go ahead and scope it out, and I'll wait. I think I'll wait for a little mousy signal before I blast these guys, huh?
So are you collectively going to like back off, or are you just going to keep mean mugging these guys while your mousy friend goes and does the mousy thing?
I want to keep mean mugging them so that their attention is on us, and when it can like have a little bit of cover.
if you all would like, you can give me as many deception checks as you all want to roll, at one per each, but like any number of you can do that. And that way you can basically keep them occupied the way that they were hoping to keep you occupied. Oh, I like that. Okay. Rift and Kalhiri, you do a really good job of just keeping them just busy. They're like, you know, watching you and just kind of like doing one of these and like pretending like they're the tough guys. They're the smart ones. They're the ones that are going to keep you here because that's what they want. But when you sneak into this warehouse and you see a few things. Let's see. Awesome. Okay, good thing I've got that. Sorry, I'm looking for a couple of miniatures real quick. Okay, it would be really helpful if I could drag this onto the map and it would, okay, there we are. So you see what appears to be this kind of knight figure with no head. And he's just walking around and kind of shouting orders somehow without a head at the other people around. And there's just a bunch, and just again for shorthand, I'll use these guys. And there's just a bunch of people here moving things back and forth and doing like warehouse stuff. We'll say, whoops.
Can we see any of the cargo that they're moving from the ship?
Yeah, I'll say Winna gets a better look, and it looks like a lot of there is a lot of contraband, things that would get you into a lot of trouble, including like shipments of drugs, especially drugs that are only found in the Yinsloth jungles. And that is completely illegal. Anything coming out of the Yinsloth jungles is highly addictive, highly lethal poison, or both.
Can I ask, has Winna seen?
Desdemona?
No. Has Winna seen, does Winna know what drugs these are?
When is innocent?
We
Come
need
on.
you, our gnome
It'd
with
be
us.
like, when is like, well, that's some smack and that's some jungle coke and like what fucking what does Winna know about this shit?
I would allow for Winna to do a nature check to just know, because these are natural drugs. It would be things like mushrooms and, you know, crushed up rare flowers and so on. So a nature check would be appropriate.
I would know that.
Shit.
I've seen these mushrooms before.
So yeah, you do know that there are a
Winna's
number
no
of
stranger
things.
to this shit.
There are a number of things here that are only found in the Yinsloth jungles. And to give you an idea, the Yinsloth jungles, like if you took all of the most dangerous animals and plants of Australia and the most dangerous animals and plants of South America, and like they got together and had like a big poisonous orgy, this is what you would get. You would get like scorpion tails, where like one scorpion's poison sac could kill like a room full of people if you were to give them equal portions. You would find mushrooms that would make you hallucinate for weeks at a time if taken in improper doses, so on. Like these are all highly dangerous, highly addictive, and all heading for the Western empires.
So what I want to know is IG among these drugs? Is the drug that I have a whole history with and anger toward, is that something that's in this warehouse?
Yes, 100%.
And does Win like has Winna been able to convey that to me? Like I haven't seen that yet, right? Or
You haven't, but I don't know if Winna has any way of like saying that to you.
okay, I'll wait.
So Winna, you're in. So we're just waiting for Winna to come back out and report, huh?
Yes, and I was, say, a long time ago, I had the perfect picture for this character. Now I can't find it. But shoot. Sorry, I'm all about aesthetics, and so I want to make sure I have the correct thing. But you know what? In the absence of that, because I don't want to hold things up too much, we'll just say come on, it's gotta be, oh, that'll be fine. I'll have a better picture of Desdemona, but she's actually over here by this exit. She is kind of relaying some orders to this headless gentleman over here, and looks like she's about to leave.
But we don't know this, right? Winna's still.
Yeah, Winna, you see all of this happening.
Now that I've seen this all, should I go back and tell? Right? Is there any reason why I would stay in?
Yeah, no, not particularly. But you get the sense that as you are leaving to tell them, Desdemona is then leaving out this door. As a matter of fact, you hear Desdemona say, "And as long as we're at it, make sure that you ambush them and kill them. They will make excellent additions to the Shadow Warriors."
Uh-oh.
What is her deal with ambushing? Just constantly ambushing.
Oh, Winna scurries pretty darn fast to go and warn her friends about what.
All right, so you exit, you egress towards your friends and find them, and there's just like it's almost like now it's just a what's the word for like when two rival gangs are beefing, but it's just all about posture, like a West Side Story scene almost.
Right.
All right.
So is Winna, can you like wild shape and follow her as a bird or something?
I can't.
Oh, you're already wild shaped in something else. No, you can't. Shit.
I mean, I can wild shape, but
Is the door open? Can we see through it? Okay.
It is not currently open, so Winna was able to go under it because she was a mouse.
Okay.
Can we presume that that Wolfpeck and Renaki have caught up to the warehouse and are sitting outside it by now?
Yep.
Like, because we were tracking them from some time.
Yes.
I do want to use Strawberry the owl for some reconnaissance, because I am essentially checking out the scene. If there are any windows in the warehouse, I'd like to use Strawberry to look through them.
100%. So yeah, you see, and you basically get the same view, but you do not see Desdemona in there.
Okay. But I do see that
Not
there
very-
are cuffs and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
if Desdemona's leaving the warehouse, can Strawberry follow her?
I don't know who, but I don't. Neither I nor Strawberry has any idea who Desdemona is. I mean, like, we know we're looking for her, but we can't. But since Strawberry didn't see her, I can't follow
Oh.
her because I don't know that she's leaving. I don't have the same view as you guys.
Does Winna
I'm just keeping.
tell
I
us-
am watching the warehouse though. I'm down here on the map. I'm down here to the south.
Oh, I thought you were, sorry, I didn't see. I thought you were cut up to us. So you would have heard
No.
when, okay, my
I'm-
bad.
I'm your point guy. I'm watching.
God, oh, I see you. All right.
From a
I was
distance.
zoomed in too much. All right.
So Ish, did Winna tell us in enough time that we can send someone after Desdemona or try to intercept
I
her?
would say someone who could fly would be able to catch up to her.
You want me to wild shape?
I do.
All right, got you. I'm in a city. I'm going to turn into a peregrine falcon. Where's my little, how do I figure out how to do this? Actions. Here we go. Okay, magically assume the shape of a beast you have seen twice per shore. Can I fly?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. All right, so peregrine falcon, up I go.
Okay. Duratan, I'm curious, what was that charisma check for?
Oh, that was an accident. My bad.
Okay, I thought maybe
Good
something was
thing.
happening.
Pressing
I
pressing
was-
buttons accidentally.
Play it off. Say something else.
He was just trying to like do some like witty banter with the crew, but
Trying to
But-
Charisma 3. Duratan
Nobody
picks his
got the
nose.
joke.
I'm
Oh.
in danger.
So, Rift, yes, you managed to fly up and around and spot Desdemona, or at least the person you presume to be Desdemona. She steps into a cart, like a carriage, and starts heading off with decent speed. And you notice that her cart is being driven by an especially large man. And additionally, there are two large men sitting on top of the cart facing backwards, and they're very obviously carrying these massive crossbows, the bolts of which could probably, they could probably take a man's neck off if they hit him just the right way.
all right, so let's see. The thing is, we kind of want to know where she's going, right? Or where the warehouse was our last lead. I've got peregrine falcon eyesight and speed. So I'm gonna get pretty high up and try to just like keep an eye on her and where she's going, which
Give me, we'll call it a perception check.
okay.
You're able to follow her through the winding roads and lanes of the city. And she actually goes to what appears to be a rather fancy mansion in a less populated part of town. In fact, this looks like it might have been built from one of the ruins that was from a prior civilization. So it was maybe like it might once have been a guest house for a mansion belonging to giants. But to humans, this thing is simply palatial.
Cool. And I've got pretty good survival, and I just had a bird's eye view of the city. So I'd be able to find my way back there from the warehouse.
I would say so. It would not be
Okay.
difficult.
Cool. All right, so I zoom back, peregrine falcon speeds
Um,
to the warehouse, I think.
Now that takes a while, not because you're slow. You're not. You're very fast. But the carriage is relatively slow, winding through the city. So in the meanwhile, these men are basically trying to waylay all of you. And in the meanwhile, let's see.
If it's going to take a little while, then my little peregrine falcon eyes are going to peek in through a window or two, and we can figure that out later. But
Sure.
Eat a pigeon.
I want it to be fast and bloody.
Yeah, peregrine falcons go a little faster than carriages. Like you're gonna be bored.
Yeah.
Go
they
ahead and eat a pigeon.
But then I'd be potential prey to other peregrine falcons that live in cities.
If you're
Do peregrine falcons attack each other? I guess
Sure.
I didn't ever think about that.
yeah,
I don't know.
but like yeah, they do, but it's territorial. Chances are slim.
Mhm. I just noticed danger. Excellent.
Very nice.
Excellent work.
And so, as you are all being detained in the sense of the word that you are being slowed down, from both sides of the street where you are, there are a group of one ogre and two orcs for a total of 2 ogres and 4 orcs. And they're kind of coming up on you. And the toughs that are at the door just kind of smile and chuckle to themselves, and they say, "You're in for it now." And they almost get bowled over as this headless figure bursts through the door and steps forward and speaks in this weird kind of like speaking through a steam pipe kind of effect, because he has no head and you just kind of hear this disembodied voice. But he says, "I am here to be your doom. You will be added to our shadow army."
It's on. Let's go.
Right.
Let me know when I'm back, because I'm excited.
We'll
for
say it'll take 2 rounds. So at the end of the second round, we will roll initiative for you so that you can join in. Quite a bit going on here. Let's see. We're going to add Jertan and Rift.
Oh gosh, darn it.
That's okay. I'm pretty quick on the draw.
Yeah, you are.
Rift. And then I got to roll for these mugs. So we're looking at
Wow.
8, 18, and then this guy. We'll call that a 9.
When I was growing up,
And let's see. Actually, before I forget, let's go ahead and get Ronaki in there too.
Oh, is we're not? So, do we notice this? We're covering the south side of the warehouse here. Do we?
Oh, I see. So you're on that side. You
I'm-
would have
I'm on that.
seen. Yeah, you would have. Sorry, I
Would've seen
didn't
this
know.
got together?
What's that?
We would okay. So we know what's going on. That's the point. At least through Strawberry, we know that there's about to be a rumble.
Yeah, but you would have seen like this group of like an ogre and 2 orcs kind of like, coming up on
Oh,
group.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So
no,
they'd
it's go time.
follow
I'm
behind,
gonna roll for
probably.
initiative. Okay, I didn't want to roll for initiative before I
That's fair.
before I knew that I had perceived all of this.
We're out wrong.
What is with my fucking rolls today?
At least it was initiative.
You'll still have the element of surprise for sure. All right, so all of that is going on, and that was just okay. And then all right, and just one more thing. Okay, cool. So all of this is happening. All of these beings are coming up on you. So far, these are the only ones that are fighting you, but you think that there's a bevy of thugs who might just pop out of the warehouse and fight you if ordered to. But let's see how this all turns out. Winna, you go first.
Oh. And I am no longer a mouse, right?
I would allow you to decide that. You can have turned back from a mouse if you want, or you could still be a mouse.
What did I do as a mouse? Could I guess I'll stay as a mouse for a second, and can I try and like crawl up him and go down his pants and make him, distracted by what's going on?
Which creature do you want to do that to?
The big guy in the middle.
Are we talking about the headless guy?
Or wait,
Or
no,
one of the ogres?
one of the ogres.
All right. Yeah, pick one and you can definitely do that.
Let me do this one. What do I roll for that?
I would call that, I don't want to say a deception, but why don't we make it a dexterity check, and I'll give you advantage because you're just being really, like, nobody likes that sensation of like being crawled up on by a mouse or really anything. So go ahead and just give me a dexterity check with advantage. If you want to hold the shift key, that should give you the advantage before you click. Cool. In either case, you have made the ogre do a funny dance as it's just trying to dislodge you from its pants. So we'll just give him this little snail symbol there. But yeah, you have distracted the ogre handily. Durotan, it is your turn now.
I'm gonna use my Mantle of Radiance to cast Dissonant Whispers on this headless man.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't, would I just roll a d20 for that, since it's not actually in my thing?
Oh, I believe it is a saving throw on his part. So let me see.
Yeah.
What is the
Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom? It's actually not that bad. Okay.
Dissonant whispers.
Oops, did I just mess this up? Shoot. Yes, I did. Red is hit points, blue is passive perception. No, I'm sorry. Green is passive perception and blue is armor class. He saves, unfortunately, but I think he still takes half damage.
Yes, he does. So do I roll 3D? It says 3d6 on.
Correct.
Roll that, okay. And so that was a 12.
All right, excellent. So it has taken 6 damage because it is halved. But that at least does that. It does deal damage to him, and he seems not happy about that. So now it is going to be the orcs' turns. And let's see, they're just going to kind of run up on the first thing that they see. Rift is not there, so these ones are going to, let's say, split up between Kalhiri and Finzer. So Rift, let me see.
And to scooch me away.
Let's see, who needs to be scooched? Oh yeah.
Oh, I just moved myself away from the fray there for the time being.
Yeah, that works fine. Let's see. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do either. It's silly. There we are. Okay. Fantastic.
Cultures.
All right. So, and then they're going to attack. All right. So thugs are going to attack twice each. So Kalhiri, 2 mace attacks. I believe both of those miss. Finzer, 2 mace attacks. Oh, whoa, those really badly miss. In fact, this guy hits one of these guys and knocks him out. And then there's going to be 4 mace attacks on Duratan. Did I roll one too many? We'll just take the last 4. So Duratan, they hit each other first because God, they are not great at this. And I'm going to say the one is knocked out before he can even do anything, but you do suffer 1 attack for 3 damage.
I'm gonna use Hellish Rebuke on him.
Go for it. And is that a dex save?
Yeah.
All right. He does appear to save. Does he take half damage?
Yeah, half as much as a successful.
All right, that takes him out. These guys are not especially durable. Rift, it is turn 1 of you coming back as a Peregrine Falcon. And then now it is our friend, the Dullahan. And he is right next to Finzor. So he is going to attack Finzor first.
All right, so I'm looking at this. Okay, so I'm gonna drop down here behind Kalhiri. I'm gonna change back into my resplendent self. And I'm gonna just go straight for the trident. Oops.
You're muted.
I am?
No,
No.
sorry,
I
Janice.
think you can't do anything for 2 rounds though. Isn't
Oh, I
that-
thought I just came back.
Not yet. We'll say you come back next round. I don't want to
Oh,
keep you. Action.
I am so sorry. I thought I heard you say that I was back. Never mind.
No, I just said it's just turn 1 of the 2 turns before you come back. But
Sorry.
no, I am sorry. I didn't mean to keep you away from the action. So this is what happens first. The Dullahan reaches out for Finzer, and Finzer, you kind of reflexively take a step back, but you feel his hand, just the area around it where he almost grabbed you. The temperature dropped about 40 degrees. It was a severe thing he was about to do. And then he takes a big whip that appears to be made out of spine segments, and he tries to hit, we'll say, Kalhiri with it. Kalhiri does a 16 hit.
What am I looking at? My armor class is only 13.
Oof, that does hit. You take 14 points of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
Okay, you are fine, but you could feel your muscles start to tense up from that. Like this isn't just like a creepy bone whip. It's something supernatural. But that's what he did. Kalhiri, it is your turn now.
Okay, so I did not like that he did that.
Now you can take the 1 step to get over to him and start messing up his Christmas, if you will.
Okay, I think I'd like to attack with flame sword.
Yeah. So that is a hit.
So yeah, I'm sorry, and I stepped up to him.
Absolutely.
You guys, I'm not writing all this down again, just so you know. I need
Totally
one
fine.
more week before I go back to it, just so you know.
Totally fine. You notice that his whole being kind of trembles from the fire, and you almost see like hesitation in his stance, but he reasserts himself. You think this, whatever this thing is, does not like fire. In fact, we'll even do a little bit more damage. All right, Kalhiri, excellent. Is there anything else you would like to do? And also, did you remember to do your sneak attack?
I did not. So what does that mean?
As a rogue, you do sneak attack damage when certain conditions are met. One of those conditions is if you have an ally adjacent to your enemy, which you do. That's Finzer. What I do not remember is
So
how many.
It says I have 2d6 damage.
Roll those 2d6. You do those as additional damage. Very nice. All right. So yeah, you've done some phenomenal damage to this guy already. He's looking pretty badly hurt for being kind of
Okay,
like.
my bonus action is a psychic blade.
Oh yeah, by all means.
It is ranged though. Can I not do a range from there?
It would be a little difficult. Does it give you the option to not do it ranged?
It doesn't appear to. It looks like they're all range.
Let's see. Flame sword. Why don't you, if you want to draw another weapon and attack with it as a bonus action, you can.
Okay.
Maybe just like a normal short sword or something.
Yeah, I have a normal short sword. I have two actually that I can dual wield, but I don't think I can
Yeah.
dual wield as a bonus action.
In fact, that's exactly what you can do. So you can just use your short sword as a bonus action to attack. That is not a hit. You just barely missed.
Okay.
But still, fantastic damage dealt. Anything else with your turn, Kalhiri?
I don't think there's anything to do. No, I'm good.
Okay. So this ogre is distracted and doing the ants in the pants dance. This one is not, and is going to kind of walk over here and carelessly step on the thugs' bodies as it gets over to Duratan and attempt to attack. And misses. It uses its massive club to swing down, hoping to hit Duratan, and hits the ground next to him, leaving more than a small pothole. But that is what it does. And then we go to Wolfbeck.
So I'm a little far away from the fray right now, and the way I've positioned myself, I was covering the south exit, so I don't even have a sight line on most of this.
So if you're acting on the same initiative turn as Ronaki, and he's willing to fling you.
I was thinking about that, or I mean, here's the thing: we also have been in some mead, so I'm feeling like maybe just burning the warehouse down.
Okay.
Look, I've got some like flaming rock arrows. I think like 8 of them.
Yeah.
And Ronaki, he's a Magoger, which means that's like half a mage, right? He could probably create flame, right?
Oh yeah.
That'd be like simple for him, right? So can I roll a perception check to see what the most flammable part of the warehouse that I can see is?
Yeah, I would say this door is extremely flammable.
Let's do it. So I'm gonna use the short, my short bow, and a couple of them flame arrows. And if Renaki is willing to like conjure up some some fire for me. I'm gonna shoot a couple of them. Maybe let's say 2 at the same time, just to be cool.
Sure, absolutely,
Hawkeye it.
100%.
All right, cool.
You shoot those weapons out. Ronaki shoots out a gout of flame, and absolutely, this thing is on fire. It's not big enough so that everyone notices right away, but like it's going up. So by this time next round, the fire will have spread to like a good chunk of the warehouse. So that is job well done there. And sorry, I was hasty there. Finzer, it is now your turn.
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna take my huge warhammer thing with my gauntlets of shocking. I'm gonna swing it right at the chest of this headless beast.
Yes.
All right. Very nice. Go ahead and click on the pink word, Gauntlets of Shocking. Fantastic. All right. So we are looking at really good damage. Are you all, you're all level 3 or 4?
4.
4, okay. So not quite to where you can do 2 attacks normally. But yeah, you have just clobbered this thing. If it had a head, you would have maybe knocked it off of him. But he is still in really bad shape, and you can tell from his stance, he might be fleeing soon.
Can I do an action surge?
Yeah, absolutely. You can take another attack at him if you want.
I would like to do that. I
Go
want to
for
go
it.
on the backswing too.
So that one's not as successful. Let me think. I don't believe anyone has a way of improving that, sadly. But that would.
Yeah. I don't have inspiration to give.
Well, that would be fair to just say that you didn't, because.
Nope, I don't. That's okay.
All right. But all right, yeah. So you clobber him, and then you go for a backswing, and he just takes another kind of light step away and avoids it. He's tougher than the average headless man. Winna, it is now your turn.
I think I'm going to crawl out of this ogre's pants and turn back into myself.
Okay.
And try to stab him in the head.
Do it. I'll give you advantage because you basically kind of snuck up on him. He just did not see any of that coming. Fantastic. Go ahead and click on that dagger. Is this the dagger? Are you using the crystal dagger?
Ooh. Do I have another dagger?
I think this might be the only one you've got.
Yeah. It's the dagger.
So let's see. You do damage to him. These things are very corpulent, so you think you'll have to do more damage than that to bring him down, but you definitely do a significant portion of that damage to him. Anything else with your action?
I don't think so.
Okay. Duratan, it is now your turn.
How's our headless man looking after taking a few blows?
He's taken quite a bit of damage.
Okay. In that case, I'll attack the ogre that's attacking me.
Okay.
And I'll just slash him with my sword.
Go for it. That is a hit. And
that's it.
Cool. All right, damage has been recorded, and we now go to the orc toughs. And I'm gonna say they're gonna try and double down on attacking Kalhiri. They think you might be the softer target.
Hmm.
So I presume a 20 and a 19 will hit,
Yes.
and you take 13 damage.
Can I throw in a saving thing?
Do you have, I think you have something like a defender ability,
I
right?
do. I'm sorry. I said a saving thing because I couldn't remember what it was called, and I'm gonna like
Right. No worries.
So the 13 brings me under my current hit point.
a protection.
Okay, so one of those would get re-rolled. But would still hit, unfortunately. So Kalhiri does go down.
So I'm in death saves.
Correct. Now, that was the extent of them, and they feel pretty accomplished now that they've done that, especially after two of their own have kind of died ignominiously. But now we go to Rift. Rift, you may now return as your falcon form and do as you said you were going to. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I see Kalhiri's down.
Mm-hmm.
So I drop straight to her, turn back into my resplendent self, and then transforming back to myself. I still have room to cast a spell, healing spell. Yeah. All right. Healing spell it is. I've got. Here we go. Healing word.
Will that bring me back from dead though?
Yeah.
Really?
Don't forget, you're dying, but you're never quite dead until
Yeah,
you go through the
you're
hole.
down.
Yeah, but you have a total of 6 hit points. The beauty of this system is that you never go below 0. So you were at 0 and now you are up at 6 hit points, which is good. Okay, Rift, I would say that's probably the extent of your action, unless you've got some hidden talent I'm not aware of.
So how do I tell D&D Beyond that I just got 6 hit points back? Because now I'm on death saves.
Let's see, you probably want to click on healing, I think.
Where healing?
Should be like towards the top right, and you're gonna see like a green arrow up and a red arrow down.
I think it's very cinematic that I came down like a bolt from the heavens with a healing spell.
No, I don't have anything like that. I have, like I said, like my box that normally has my hit points just has a little death head. Oh, there it is. So I can put in 6 points of healing. How did
Yes.
you make that appear?
Did I?
Maybe, I don't know. I thought you did. Okay. No, it should only be 6, not 7. I don't know why I did 7. Okay.
And I'm bringing it up too in case I need to make any adjustments. That saves. Let me see, where are we?
So now, yeah, it put me back to 6 hit points.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you, Rick.
Cool. See, and that was the reason that you didn't have the whole thing of healing and damage, because you were in death saves. So that is correct. That makes total sense now. I didn't know because I don't think I've messed around with a character sheet since for a while, or for a really long time. Okay, Rift did that. Now it is the Dullahan's turn. It thinks Kalhiri is either dead or dying. So it is going to basically step over her to get at Rift, and it's going to do the same. It's going to try and grab Rift. Yeah, that's very disrespectful. You can take that out on him later. Rift misses you somehow, and it is going to try and like backswing on its whip and get Finzer. Finzer, what is your armor class?
Finzer
You used to BRB. Yeah, so In the interest of that, I'll target someone else. Winna, what is your armor class?
15.
Okay, so it does hit. And I need a Constitution save. You take 11 points of damage.
Mm.
Wait, sorry. What do I do?
Constitution saving throw. On your character sheet, I believe it's
There's-
like
It's on the left.
uh-huh.
The CON.
Correct. All right. You are, we'll say, you're effectively restrained. Your movement is 0 and attacks against you will have advantage. So you're just kind of like stuck to, you're stuck where you are because you're like quasi paralyzed. But you can still act and attack and cast spells and so on.
Does
So
the
that-
con save have anything to do with losing the points?
as in the damage that was done?
Yeah.
Yes, if the damage was removed, it would not have had the effect. Let's put it that way.
But it wasn't, so she has 11, she has to take 11 points off her hit points.
It does damage and restrains her.
Okay.
Like this whip is bad news bears.
Yeah.
Let's see. In addition to that, he is going to move and going to actually incur attacks of opportunity from both Rift and Finzer. So it's going to be one. He already moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he goes into the warehouse. But Finzer and Rift, you can make opportunity attacks.
Cool.
Sorry, what am I doing?
Can I use my psychic blade for that?
Actually, yes, you can. He doesn't know that you're not out cold, so you can also do that.
I'm sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. What am I doing?
Make an opportunity attack. Make just attack with your weapon like you would.
Okay.
Only because I think it's funny. Kalhiri, you accidentally kill one of the other door. And oh my God, Finzer, go ahead and roll that damage. Click on fantastic. You knock him into next Tuesday. Rift, same. Oh my God, yes. So you managed to do that. 12 and let me see, 10. Okay, excellent. So -2, -18. So basically, the combination of your strikes, instead of him moving into the warehouse, you knock him back into it. So you just kind of blast him into the warehouse, and he falls prone. And that happens. So that was his action. Now, Kalhiri, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to yeah, I'm going to attack with the psychic blade again because it's my
Do it.
main weapon.
Because he's prone, you have advantage, and because you have advantage, it's a sneak attack. Do you feel free to roll that again because of the advantage? And that is a hit. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. And so I'm adding sneak attack damage or?
Yes. So click on, well, here, let me go ahead and we'll roll that damage for, oh, it does it automatically. That's fantastic. So yeah, in addition to like adding injury to insult, you throw the psychic daggers right into him as he's just kind of laying there. And he just kind of twitches as he's like laying on the ground. The insults, the disrespect has been paid back in kind. Let's see, the orc thugs saw that the worm has turned, so they withdraw, meaning you can't do opportunity attacks, and they're leaving. They're like, we don't want none of this. We didn't get paid enough for this. Wolfpeck.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Right?
Wolfpeck, what would you like to do? Just watch the warehouse burn?
Oh, is he frozen?
He might be frozen.
I can't
Oh.
tell.
He's entranced
think
by the flames of the warehouse.
Sorry, froze there for a second. I don't know why. That it was an internet connection. So from the look of things, there's the tide is definitely.
You're
do that
frozen
again.
again.
Tide was turning.
Ish, did the ogres retreat as well? Or was it just
they're-
the,
Oh, did their turn come up and I just...
because I think, yeah, I think that was their turn, not the thugs.
Oh, you are right. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say that they're of the same mind. They're gonna leave.
Okay.
You're back, Christian. Woohoo.
Nope.
Or not.
He gone.
What are you drinking, Winna?
It is watermelon wine mixed with this halo top thing, or not halo top, that's ice cream. It's this fizzy thing. I don't know. It's sweet. It's nice.
Watermelon wine?
Mm-hmm. It's delicious. Like a
I'm
watermelon.
just gonna pop down to Denver real quick. BRB guys.
Come on. Yeah.
You have to come hang out. We can make a big in-person thing.
Yes.
I would love that.
There's a
Yeah.
bar called Tabletop Tap down the street from me that hosts D&D pretty much, or it's meant for games and D&D sessions.
I love that idea. Poor Christian.
That would be
Well,
so
we can bring Christian with us. We can bring a laptop.
Yeah.
Can we
We
get
could
like
throw 'em
one
in a
of
portal.
those? Can we get one of those robots that's hooked up to an iPad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, well, you know, I have a little robot vacuum, so we'll just put like a full on
Yes.
with a tablet and then have them just
Yes.
bump around the bar. Christian,
Christian,
you're
I think you're
back.
back now.
I'm back. I'm sorry. My internet's cutting out for some reason. I'm not sure
Hmm.
why.
But no worries. So yeah, that you're correct. The tide has turned. Wolfpack is there as the warehouse is just burning and burning.
Froze again.
Oh no! Is it me? Is it my
No.
narration?
No, I
think-
think
I
it's.
think-
I don't know if you should just try to leave the call and come back again.
Yeah,
Christian, maybe try turning off your camera for a little while if it's your bandwidth.
Maybe. Okay, but then how would you see my face? That's sort of the moneymaker.
Oh, we all have pictures printed out of you and framed on our desks. Like that's
Yeah,
like the
mine's
first
just
thing we
on
did.
the wall above my monitor.
Yeah.
Mine is on the ceiling. Don't ask.
And yeah, mine is like this exact space that's frozen here. Oh,
He just went
Uh,
fast forward it there.
I think
we're not
Wolfpack
here. We're
had
not
us do those drugs before they went up in smoke, or when they went up in smoke, had a few of those drugs. You there, buddy?
So I do want to point out that is probably Santra over to the west side. Okay. We're doing this old school. This is how I would used to play on AOL Instant Messenger before there was any kind of like voice transmission.
Oh yeah.
It was just all typing it out.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like, I'll do whatever I have to in a pinch. I mean, Ronaki's been.
Uh-oh.
What's Renaki been?
But to the point, you all are going to effectively, well, the course of events are going to hotbox this district. This whole like region of the city is going to like be dosed with some cocktail of craziness. Like remember the end of Batman Begins? It's gonna be a little bit like that.
Nuts, yeah. Yeah, I've got Thunder Wave and Resistance I could cast somewhere to help somebody, but I guess they're on their own, huh?
The bright side is that all of the warehouse workers have fled. Okay,
Fantastic.
Ronaki's been talking weird, making sure that he's okay. That sounds fantastic to me.
Okay, maybe, okay, I'm gonna turn my Bluetooth off. Maybe that's the problem. And see if that works again. Yeah, so he's been working, he's been like not himself. Ronaki's been like, how you say, like he's always been friendly, but now he's like licentious friendly. Like he's like, no, he's like cloyingly friendly. Which is like, I guess just how Ronaki's like when he drinks mead, but I'm not sure. Like he's like a little
Little
I don't know, a little
touchy-feely.
sinister, but like friendly but sinister. So so I'm making sure that he gets over to you guys okay. We're gonna go over, we're gonna use the entire action to make sure that Ronaki gets over to you guys. Exactly.
Cool.
Long walk. Long, unstable walk.
Awesome. Yeah, so yeah, you all see Ronaki come around the corner, just kind of like leaning against the building, like holding it for stability and so on. You've never really seen Ronaki like this. And there we are. That's Wolfpack and Ronaki's turns. Finzor, what would you like to do?
I would like to move into our prone friend here, and I want to smash him again.
Go for it. You have advantage on this. You can roll that again.
Wait, so I press shift and then I do it?
Yeah. Sadly, somehow that was a miss.
Man.
And you just smash the ground next to him, but you do see him flinch, and that's satisfying. We go now to Winna. Winna, the enemies that you were in the middle of fighting have all fled. The only enemy combatant that doesn't have their back to you is this headless man inside of the building. Do you want to follow in and do something?
I don't really want to go in there. The building
That's fair.
And all my friends are outside. So, do I have to do anything?
No, you can hang out. You can maybe apply a medicine check to Kalhiri. She took quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, actually, can I do that?
Yeah.
Please.
Roll medicine?
Please. What is your, okay, no, that it shows, I'll say this is unorthodox. This isn't what medicine normally does. But I will say that you can restore 3 hit points, which is your wisdom modifier, to Kalhiri. So you do that. And then we go to Duratan. Duratan, what would you like to do?
So this guy's almost dead, right? From what it
Yes.
seems like.
I mean,
as dead as a headless man can look.
Right. Not to be pedantic, but like you have your suspicions that he is in fact undead, but you believe that he is close to being kaput. Let's
Okay.
To use a technical term.
And could we understand him when he came out? Like he'd said something, right? Or-
Yeah, he basically said something to the effect of I will end you. You will join the Shadow Army.
Because I'm thinking instead of taking his attacking him again, we try to coerce him in giving us information since everyone else is gone and the warehouse is going up in fire. So I guess Duratan's gonna just walk up to him and pin him down, even though he's already down, but make sure he's not going anywhere.
All right. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You've basically got him in a grapple and he's kind of down and defenseless, so you've automatically just got him held. So that's totally fine. These guys are basically out of the combat. So we'll say that that's what you do, unless there's anything else you wanted to add to that, Durtan.
No.
Okay. Rift, what would you like to do? It's the turn before the Dullahan would act. What would you like to do before then?
The turn before the prone guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So Dura Danger's got him pinned. So I'm gonna walk up to him and be all like, give me some information. And I'm gonna let you live.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check or a persuasion.
I am so uncharismatic.
But very intimidating.
Yeah, actually very much so.
Been lucky in rolling today.
All right, so we'll just call this out of combat. He was going to try and do something, but you've got him kind of stuck. Let's see. This isn't the absolute best picture of what this guy looks like, but given that this picture has his like spine whip, I think this is a pretty good representation. But he's down, he's held, and he is cowed by what you've said. And he just says, whatever you think that you're going to accomplish by detaining me, the lady will have your heads and your shadows to boot. What do you think you accomplish by keeping me here? My life has been lived. This is all extra.
Well, in that case, I think I want to stab him with my trident.
I'll allow you to do that.
Oh, is that too many in one turn?
No, that's good. You go up and try and scare the pants off them. When that doesn't work, you spike them. Yeah. In fact, roll again in case it's even better, but that would hit.
Cool.
Okay. But he is held and prone, so you had advantage on that, which is why I had you roll twice. But go ahead and roll damage. Click on one of the words that says trident, and that should roll damage for you. And yeah, so you hit him with the trident, and where it was like this kind of like armored chest plate enclosed that was kind of like being filled out, now deflates, like whatever the soul stuff that was in there just kind of leaves.
I get out of the warehouse. This bitch is on fire.
Does anyone want to try and put the fire out? It's pretty bad now, but and you hear kind of like a bucket brigade on its way.
Hey, when you want to save the drugs?
Well,
I'm good.
yes and no. Like
The trucks are on fire.
So I don't know if y'all from my backstory, like I am virulent. Like if Calhari has a crusade at all, it is to thwart drug trade.
Yep, we remember. And both have a weakness for intoxicants. So
Well, yeah, but as long as you're not like slanging it to.
I'm not gonna go into an on fire warehouse. I like specialties, you know, and the occasional morning mead, apparently.
So can we let it burn?
Yeah, like I said, the only problem that could potentially arise is that the smoke is potentially going to cause harm.
Sweet.
All right. So, I mean, do we have a way to put out fire?
I can create water.
Ah, you can create water. Can Rift create enough water to quench the fire?
I will say, Rift, if you are willing to dedicate the time to do so, you can put out enough of the fire that the bucket brigade, The bucket brigade can then come and put the rest of it out. That being said, if you want to take that time to dump the drugs into the harbor, maybe, well, no, I don't know that there's not really an easy way to be like, let's get rid of these drugs in an ecological fashion,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And
But
I don't, there's the whole like fish and swimming in there, and we eat the fish, and we don't want to
right,
eat.
yeah, that could be potentially worse than
What
than
if
burning.
so when I can create water, is it like in my hands as a ball of water, or can I create a mist or a plume or a cloud?
I will give you versatility in that. You can do all of the above.
Okay, because what would not be a bad idea would let the warehouse burn and burn the drugs, but actually create like a mist water cloud over the smoke, to actually like collect the particles and have them rain back down. It'll just create a little toxic spot where the warehouse is, but that's someone else. Okay.
Yes. So if it makes anyone feel any better, the people who are going to come and take care of this, the bucket brigade and the local authorities, are going to impound these. So they will be taken out of the metropolitan ecology, if you will. So it's not like they're going to end up being sold. The authorities are very anti these drugs getting to the Western Empire, because this is the kind of thing that like causes mass deaths and all kinds of physical impairments and so on. This is like the scourge of the Western empires, are these drugs here. I could go on some kind of a platform about this, but you get the idea. These are bad news. Like, these are not recreational drugs. These are like terrible for everyone involved drugs.
Are we snitches? Are we gonna wait for the authorities and tell them that it's this biatch that they should be chasing?
What do we owe her?
Nothing. I think we
Nothing.
should. I think we should.
You should kill us with gangsters.
And I'm a Waterbury girl. You don't even understand. Like,
I feel like we should be chasing after her. Like, we should be headed up to her mansion and like taking this fight to her.
well,
Like,
we
not
know
turning it over to the police.
We know where that is because of Rift, but can't we like drop the dime on her and then go?
That's a really good question. And I think the most relevant answer should come from Kalhiri. Kalhiri, do you hold any kind of a thieves code that would say we would, like, a thief wouldn't normally do that? Or
Yes,
are you okay with it?
The warehouse is full of drugs. Not only did she turn my friends into shadows and stuff like that, and normally that would still be covered under the thieves code, but the warehouse was full of drugs. Fuck her. No, we'll tell him.
Okay, that's the perfect answer. So you don't even have to stay and alert the authorities. You can leave a note, Spider-Man style, or something to that effect.
Okay, so question. I have thieves can't
Mm-hmm.
where I can embed messages and things.
Yeah.
Can I leave a note that tells the authorities it's her and tells her associates that we're coming after them?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that you can do that 100%.
Okay.
So I want to end just a skosh early. So we're going to kind of close things down with that combat, which was excellently executed, by the way. You all did a fantastic job of managing that and not getting knocked over by a pretty sizable uneven match. Like, there was a lot of people coming at you. But as all of this is happening, as the fires are being put out, as the authorities are kind of showing up, and you all are kind of, making your way and looking as unsuspicious as possible, Ronaki looks over at you, Kalhiri, and says, "Your essence is even more magnificent in person." And that's where we'll stop.
Oh no.
We're not going to hit it.
Sure. So
creepy.
something allowed the thing to manifest. God damn it.
It's the mead.
Oh,
drugs.
maybe it made him vulnerable and let her or it.
Oh, that's why he's been acting so weird and trying to promise me things. Shit. I don't know. I was
Oh,
like,
is that
"Yeah,
what
but
he
why would
whispered
Oh,
to you?
yeah. Thought he was
you
like-
tried to offer me all sorts of power?" I was like, "Dude, like I barely know you."
Oh my god.
So there we go. That is the conclusion of this week's episode of War Drums of Mount Nimro. There should be some pretty exciting things. This is kind of the Magnamar arc, if you will, and you're going to have to do some reckoning with this Desdemona, as well as a number of other kind of metropolitan issues. But I hope that you are all enjoying this so far, and they're going to be having fun with this kind of inner city conflict. But let me go ahead and give my spiel. Thank you to the people who are watching, were watching, will watch, especially Frozen Nova, who gave a lot of awesome insight and was very active in the chat. And please come watch me on Thursday. Hopefully I will finish Dragon Quest IV. Come watch us again on Monday as we conclude our Rifts 4-part series, going into our new Dungeons and Dragons series the week after. And then, of course, please come back on Thursday to find out what is going on with Ronaki and why does he sound so creepy.
Up next
all right.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Did I say? Yep. Sorry, Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Mhm.
And I might be a little bit late to that, but we'll figure that out when it happens. All right. End stream.